I just watched that new Robin Hood movie. The one that I believe to be directed by um, that Guy Ritchie guy until I realized that it wasn't. Although he did just direct that King Arthur thing that came out like a year ago, I probably got confused. But I mean, it wasn't too far from the sort of thing he might do. It was almost like a lighter sort of uh, movie in that like version of that tradition, you know. But it was good. It was to me it felt like the Green Arrow movie that would have been made if the makers were highly influenced by Assassin's Creed. Also, if they didn't really care much about historicity and placed far more emphasis on raw awesomeness. And that's actually where my priorities uh, tend to veer. So yeah, the movie worked for me. It totally did. And like, I mean, the costuming, no one really. There wasn't a lot of effort to make anyone look even vaguely medieval, and I love that. Like the bad dude, who was played by the bad dude from Rogue One, uh, almost like had a sort of like Blade Runner aesthetic near the end. It worked. Like he had that like sort of like shiny, like dark blue like trench coat. I think. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good time, man. I would recommend it if you just want a fun, divergent take on the whole Robin Hood mythos, and that's a tale I love, man. I mean, I probably first got introduced to it by a sprightly little fox man and big bear in a hat or whatever. Um, this this also had a fox, um, but he was not playing Robin Hood. I believe that he was playing John. That'd be Jimmy Fox. Anyway, the other thing I experienced in the last week, actually, there have been a few things, um, but one of them was Pitbull's cover of Africa, which was apparently produced in service to the new film Aquaman, also called Shape of Water 2 Aquatic Blue Galoo. Uh, so I don't really know why his like contribution to this was a cover of Africa. Like I'm not really seeing the connection. Like, listen, all right, Africa is a continent that contains many countries. I don't believe that Atlantis is one of them. Um, I don't think it ever was one of them, even when it was part of the surface world. You know, back in the day before the sinking, or whatever. I thought that was like probably closer to Greece. I don't know. It moves around. You know how these things are. I don't know where this movie will place it, but I'd be surprised if they placed it on continental Africa at any point in the vast annals of history. Um, so yeah, like, did someone just come up and say like, "Hey, Pitbull, you're a star, Mr. Worldwide. We want you to do the thing for our soundtrack. This is gonna be like the main promotional song for our movie Aquaman." And he's saying, "Oh, what's Aquaman? Oh, well, you know what? It's almost like think of like Black Panther. It's almost like that, you know. Superhero has to come back to his homeland and reclaim the throne of this ancient, like fantastical kingdom. But then Pitbull just like tuned out after he said, uh, "Think of Black Panther," and he thought, "Oh, Black Panther, I know that movie. Africa, right? All right, Africa, got it." So maybe that was the reason. I don't know, or maybe Africa is just too tempting, uh, not to cover. That's a possibility too. I mean, listen, I'm gonna try very hard not to start singing it by the end of this video. And that's why I'm going to end it right now.